and welcome to all the geeks and nerds to another episode of Beyond Logic. And before we get into today's build, which is going to be pretty cool, I thought I'd show you some updates that we made to the city entrance on stream on Monday. So first of all, outside the city, we've got this brand new cart. This is coming into the city, and yeah, it's got a llama here attached by a lead, but that's I've unloaded the chunks so the lead's disappeared. But these llamas that are attached seem to disappear and run away because the lead breaks, because leads aren't very good. So there's this guy here with this red carpet, and there's another guy over there that's escaped. He's run off. But here is a cart, and that was sent in on stream by one of our admins, Akoy. So thanks for that design, really good stuff. And yeah, we've got this new banner design that we've got here. This represents our city with the ziggurat and the sun in the background of the desert. That kind of stuff looks pretty cool, and that came through on Twitter from MaxJW369. So thank you, Max, for sending that design. That is super cool. So we've got that banner right here. We've also got it on the outside wall right there, and on the other side as well, kind of representing the city. And then as we come in through the gates, we've made a few details, a few changes here. So we've got the banners at the back there, again just to represent our city, a bit more detail. And we've added this cart over here. I think that was from Zaraf. So nice simple cart, but adds a bit of life to the city. You've got another one here. I think this was, I've got to try and remember. I think it was from Runt. So thanks for that. Sorry if I get it. Sorry if I misremember. And yeah, there's a whole bunch of peeps helping us out on stream. So little bits of detail. Got some stuff in the background. Got some barrels. Got some flower pots. All this kind of stuff. So yeah, still got some more work to do on here. But yeah, added some more life, some cauldrons. Yeah, so it's looking pretty good. But yeah, more work to come. But yeah, that was really good. So anyway, on to today's build. Now, as I said, we are going to be building something super cool. And this episode is going to be pretty chill. All right, so let's go and find a place to build and get started. And here we are at the location of today's build. And if you haven't guessed it already, we are building an ice farm. Oh yes, a brand new ice farm. So hopefully this will be pretty cool. Nice and chill. So yeah, the reason we're building it is because I've hardly got any ice left. I've only got almost 4 stacks of ice. And yeah, I like to make sure I've got plenty of stock of this kind of thing because we use it quite often. So yeah, that's what we're going to do. And we're going to build it here. So we're in a snowy tundra biome right here. And this area looks pretty flat. So not much preparation work required, but with a little bit, but that should be all right. And yeah, so I've been inspired. So a little while ago over Christmas, I did a tour of the Sci-Fi server and looked at a whole bunch of their ice farms, how those guys farm ice. And one of them took my eye in particular. And what I'm going to do is I'm going to build something similar to that. So this is not a new concept by any means, but I've added my own twist to it to make it a bit different and a little bit more fun and interesting. So it should be pretty cool. But anyway, I'm going to stick a link in the description to a few videos from that tour. So if you want to go and check those out and see what the Sci-Fi guys get up to, I'll stick a video. Probably there's one, Ilmango did one, also Ragu, and also my own. So you can go and check out some different points of view of that tour and look at how ice farming should be done. And here is the start of our ice farm. I've created this platform sort of up in the air a little bit. So you can see there's the ground level right there. Put down some torches to make sure we don't get bothered by those mobs. And yeah, this is where our ice farm is going to be. We're going to have all of this filled up with water, and ice is going to form, and we're going to farm it. But before we get into that and how that's all going to work, let's talk about ice. Ice baby. Ding 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 ding. What? What's the matter? Do you not like my singing? Anyway, let's do a quick recap about ice for those that may not know all about it. So first of all, you get an ice block because a water source block is frozen. And how does that happen? Well, you need to be in either a snowy biome. So there's a whole bunch of different biomes that class as being snowy. This is one of them. And if that happens, you can water will freeze at any Y level. The other way you can do it is if you go to a mountain biome. You have to be above, I can't remember exactly, but I think it's, if you look at any kind of mountain, you'll see that it forms snow at the top. So I think it's like, I don't know, something like Y60, something like that. If you're above there, then, no, Y60, no, that's way too low. That's down here somewhere. It's probably, I don't know, Y75, something like that. Anyway, you have to check. But yeah, if you're high enough in a mountain biome, you can also have frozen water there as well. Now, once you've got your ice formed like this, you get it by using a silk touch pickaxe. You can mine this stuff out, and there's all the blocks that we can pick up. and of course it removes the water. So yeah, that's that. Now then, how do we get new ice? Well, how you get new ice is if you place down some water. It creates some more water sources. Let's fill this up again. So there we have a 3x3 filled with water. Now, if we leave this, and there we go, it will start freezing and turn back into ice. So this is the basic process of an ice farm. We have some water, we wait for it to freeze, we mine it, and then we refill that water again, wait for that to freeze, mine it, and just keep going until we've got all the ice that we need. Now, for ice to freeze, we've got a few rules. So as you can see here, it will always freeze from the side of a solid block. So you see how this ice has started spreading from the outside in. So if there's a central block, we had the 3x3, if there's a central block of water with no block around it, that will never freeze. So if you end up having just a big square of water, it will freeze from the edges and slowly move its way in. So that's something important that we'll come to later. And also you need, underneath it, you either need a water source, or you need a solid block for the ice to freeze, for the water to freeze, should I say. So that's the basic, super basics. Oh yeah, you also need sky access. You need to have access to the sky. If you cover the sky up, then the water won't freeze either. So some important basics about ice, and they are all going to be obviously going to play a key role in our ice farm, because we're going to use those mechanics to make sure we can get a whole bunch of ice. All right, so with that said, how is this ice farm going to work? Well, I'd like to tell you, but first we need to deal with these. These guys are giving me some hassles. Well, and they're shooting each other as well. Let's get in here. We can do this. Hey! Easy mode. And another one. Oh, yes. Check it out. Pro skills. Did we get ahead? No, doesn't look like it. All right. Anyway, so this farm is going to use these guys. Zombie pigmen. But not just any old zombie pigmen. We have some very particular requirements that we need to get. So we need to get 3 of these guys that are very special. I'm not going to tell you what that is just yet. I'm going to leave you hanging. So if you want to work out, or have a guess maybe in the comments what we're going to use these guys for. But yeah, I'm going to set up some portals and try and get some guys over to our ice farm. And then, yeah, I'll talk you through how this bit works a bit later on. And here is that portal. So we've got this portal over here in the overworld, and it's just right up here where our ice farm is going to be. So we need 3 pigmen. 3 pigmen is what we need. So let's go on through here. And we don't need any old pigmen. We need pigmen that can pick up loot. Yes, that is what we need. So I'm not sure the best way of doing this. So what I thought I'd do is I've got some of these mob heads we've got here. And my plan, and this might be crazy out in the open as well, is to anchor a pigman, pillar up here, drop these 3 heads on the floor, and once we've got 3 pigmen picking these up, then we've got our 3 that can pick up loot, and they won't despawn because they have the head on. Then we can fly away, come back when the pigmen aren't angry, and then get those 3 through the portal and to our farm. All right, that's my plan. I have no idea if this is going to work or is a good idea or anything like that. But let's see. This might go horribly wrong, especially if a gas turns up. So let's give this guy a hit, and hopefully they'll all come running. And let's throw these heads on the floor. Is there any more pigmen? What? Where's the other pigmen? Hello, pigmen. All right, I've flown away and come back again. And now we have a few more pigmen. There's a few here, and there's some more up here. And I've added this little pathway. So any pigmen that are over there can pathfind and come down to us. Right, let's try this again. Let's see if we can find a pigman that will pick up some loot. Right, so it gets a whole bunch of guys over here. They come. Right, that's good stuff. Right, let's throw down this rabbit head and see if anyone picks it up. Oh, we got one. That's good. And I need another one. Anyone? Anyone want to pick that one up? No, it doesn't look like it. Right, let's kill these guys. Right, this guy is now walking off. We need to keep him though, so I'm going to stick him in a boat, I think. I've just quickly made a boat. Let's just, where is it? Quick, I don't need to walk off and then get lost. Make sure we know where he is at all times. And stick a boat down. Get in a boat. There we go. Right, he's in a boat. He's not going anywhere. He's nice and safe. In fact, let's just block him in. So there's no chance of someone knocking him off. Okay, there's a bunch here. Let's give this a shot. Okay, here they come. Here they come. Run, 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 run. Get down here. Back onto our pillar. All right, now. Here they come. Good stuff. Right, let's get the next head down. This is going to be a ghast head. Let's see if any of these guys want to wear it. Hopefully they will. Oh, got another one. Good stuff. Right, let's see. We've got another head. Let's see. Who wants the chicken head? Won't be able to trust you if you do wear it. Oh, we got it. That's it. That's the 3 we need. Right, let's kill these guys off. Right, I'm going to try and capture these into a boat if we can. Okay, going to have to do a little bit of chicory pokery here. Let's see if we can make another boat. Here we go. Oh, he's in. Let's get another boat down here. There he is. Right. Awesome. And we've got a baby as well. All right. We've got that guy over there. These 2 guys here. Right. That is that. Good. Right. Let's see if I can maneuver these guys over to back to the farm. And here they are, safe and sound, next to our farm on the other side of the portal. So we're going to keep those guys there out of the way for now, and we will bring them in a bit later. So the next thing is to start building up this farm. So yeah, we've got 3 of these pigmen, and these pigmen are going to stand over here where these glass blocks are. And yeah, I guess the first thing is let me build up one of the modules. I'll build up a little module here for one of these pigmen, and then I'll explain how this farm's going to work and what these guys are going to do. But first we need to do some good old-fashioned trading, because there is something else that we need, another secret ingredient to the farm. So I'm just going to get some emeralds together with some good old-fashioned 1.13 trading. But of course, with the snapshots that have come out this week, this is all changing, as well as some changes to iron farms and villages and all this kind of stuff. And what we've seen so far, I have to admit, I'm a bit disappointed. But yeah, I guess, I don't know. Yeah, not all that happy. I'm a bit sad about it, to be honest. But I am thinking about trying to articulate all of this stuff properly in a video maybe this week if I can get some time. But what would be really useful is if I could hear from you about what you think as well. So what I want to hear from you is what are your positives and negatives about 1.14 so far? What are you happy with? What are you excited about? All of that kind of thing. But also, what kind of things are you a bit disappointed with, if you are disappointed with anything at all? Yeah, get that in the comments, because then that can help me make sure I cover all the bases and don't forget anything obvious. And now with these emeralds, we're going to get the secret weapon, our secret ingredient, which is what we need. I think this guy's got it, if I can find it. Here it is, Frostwalker 1. So we need to get 2 of these. There's 1. Oh, is he locked out? Oh no, we need another 20 emeralds. There we go. Frostwalker 1. 3 Frostwalker 1 books. Okay. That is what we need. Now, how is some zombie pigmen, some Frostwalker books, and some ice all related? Well, we mustn't forget the turtle egg. The turtle egg is the other secret ingredient to this farm that's going to make it all work. So what does all this mean? We've got pigmen, we've got turtle eggs, we've got Frostwalker boots, and yeah, the start of a contraption right here. So let me explain, let me fill you in. I've left you long enough. So over here we have a turtle egg, and yeah, what's going to happen is this whole area in here is going to be filled with water sources, and we're going to have our pigmen are going to be standing over here on these 3 glass blocks, one there, and one here. They're going to be standing over here, and they are going to be trapped. And what's going to happen is in the morning we're going to release them. They're going to see the turtle egg on the other side, and of course pigmen hate turtle eggs. They want to stamp them, they want to crush them. But they're going to walk over here in the morning with their Frostwalker boots on. They're going to try and get to the egg, but they're not going to be able to, because they're going to end up standing on this pressure plate, which will protect the egg with this block in front of it, and will bring this piston down here, which will trap the zombie pigman, and he won't be able to go anywhere. All right, so let me escape. So there we go. This is what the contraption looks like. So it's a pressure plate right here. Let's just get rid of that dirt. There we go. So pressure plate powers this block, powers this redstone. There's a little mini torch tower here, which powers this piston to protect the egg, and also lights up some redstone on top here, which powers this piston. And here we've got these note blocks here to provide the updates, just to make sure that these pistons actually realize they have to extend. But yeah, that's all good. So that's that. Now, why is that important? Now, the zombie pigmen are going to be wearing their Frostwalker boots. So when they walk across the water, they're going to leave a trail of frosted ice behind them, and that's going to stick around for a little while. And what that means is that we're going to have some more surfaces for ice to form on. So as we said before, ice needs a solid block to form on, so it will form on these sides to start with. But also, if we've got a channel of frosted ice going all the way along here, we'll start getting seed blocks of ice forming next to that channel of frosted ice. Now we'll have that all the way across here as well. Now what that means is that once the frosted ice has melted, which it will do quite soon afterwards, we'll get these seed blocks in here, and that means that ice can start forming around here as well as on the sides and start spreading. And that means that all of this area will be covered in ice much quicker than if we just had the sides, because it will just start from this side and it will gradually come in to the center. All right, so that's how we're going to create this big ice sheet. Now we'll get on to how we're going to farm that ice up in a bit. And this is the first part of the contraption here that's going to keep the pigmen under control. So we need 6 of these. I've got this one here, another 2 on this side and 3 on the other side as well. And that means that every morning the pigmen will walk over to the other side and then get trapped. And then the next day they walk back again and get trapped. And that's the cycle for these pigmen, unfortunately. All right, let me build up the next bit and then, yeah, talk you through it. I've built up 2 more modules and some extra redstone underneath. So this redstone, I'm not going to go into detail about it, but the general idea is that this is all part of the release mechanism. So once all of the pigmen are in here and we're ready to release them in the morning, we want to set them free, but only at the right time. And also we need to protect these eggs. So the importance about the eggs is that a zombie pigman, or a zombie in fact, when they are looking for something to target, they will target the closest egg. So if this guy's in here and we release him, but this egg is available to target, he will walk from here and go into here, which is no good. We want to make sure they go to the other side. So we need to keep these eggs hidden on this side when we release for long enough for all of the pigmen to go out and start walking along and go to that side over there with those eggs. Otherwise the system can break. So that's what this is all about. So the general idea is we're going to simulate a pigman being in here with this lever. So there's a pigman in here and that block stays below. So it's below the sea lantern. And then we have another pigman in here, still stays below. And when we do this one, just like this, that now it goes up. So that means that all of these cells are now occupied and we're now ready to release them at some point in the future, which we'll come on to later. But when we release them, we only want to release them, or we only want to free up the egg, should I say, once all of the pigmen are out. So if we depower this, the piston retracts so they can get out. We're going to do something extra with this piston to keep it in place, because that is still up. And if we release this one, it still stays up. And if we release the last one, this is when all the pigmen are already pathfinding, already going out. That now lowers, and so that gives us a clue that we can then free up these eggs ready for the return journey. All right. Oh, geez, I hope that made sense. All right, I need to build up a bit more redstone at the top, and that will control what happens with these eggs. And after adding a bit more redstone, here is our block, our redstone block from before that we talked about. And now it connects to all of this, all of this craziness. So basically, let me just quickly highlight this stuff. So this piston and this block, that is going to be connected to some daylight sensors, which control that this only comes down in the morning. So that will connect this stuff up. So this is only going to be releasing in the morning. That's where that's going to come from. And what happens is when this block is up here and we're in release mode, that means that all of these lines will get powered. Now for each of these modules, they're all the same, but basically the power comes in when we want to release, which powers this block, which will then depower this torch, which means that the piston that's in front of the pigman will come up and then they can walk out. It will also go down this way and it will go into this pulse extender, which means that this block here will stay powered for longer, which means the egg is protected for longer, that is going to stay extended. And this is long enough for the pigman to come out of the cell and obviously find another egg and go over there. And once he's out, we can then release this back again after this short pause. So that is that in terms of releasing. So this side is now done. Nothing else to do on this side. Got to do the same. Got to build it again over there, but that's all right. So the next thing is, I guess I'll build up the other side, which is just going to be a mirror of that. And then we can build the stuff that goes on either end, this side, and then we'll be done. And we're now pretty much done. The last thing to do is to get these pigmen into place and also place the eggs that I've had stashed away for the time being. But yeah, as we're done, I thought we'll get the help of Logical Geekbot to fly around and give you a tour of the last bits and pieces just to make that a bit easier. So here we are, and here is the whole thing. Let me come back here so you can see. So we still need to put the water in the middle. We'll talk about that in a second. But this side and the other side you've already seen. So the new things, the first big new thing down here is a flying machine. In fact, this is 3 flying machines. One here, and one here. And what's going to happen is we have a daylight sensor just at the back, just over here. And so in the morning, when it's just dawn, that will basically give us a signal across this redstone along the back, which will launch these flying machines. They will fly across the water because water is going to be right here at this level, and it's going to activate all of these pistons. They're going to be pushing down all the time. So any ice that has formed is going to get pushed down, and that flying machine is going to go all the way to the end, and it's going to dock at this side and stay there. All right, and we've got the same setup over here with a daylight sensor. So the next day, the same thing will trigger and it will send it back that way. So that's how that works. Now, when the flying machine docks back here, it's going to activate this observer, which is going to activate some redstone over here, and then we have a hopper clock right here, and that is wired up to our release mechanism. So once the flying machine is finished, we've then got a pool of water again, and then we release the pigmen. They walk across, creating the frosted ice for our seed blocks. And lastly, as you can see here, we have a bunch of dirt in the middle, and that is what's going to turn into ice, or the water above it at least. And all of the dark blue concrete, that's going to have water sources. Now, all of that concrete is covered by this light blue concrete, so that doesn't have any sky access, and so water that is on that concrete, that dark blue concrete, that will not freeze. And so because that will stay water sources, that will refill this trough once the fly machines have finished going along. And now it's time to get these pigmen into their cells. So first of all, I think we need to give them a few things. So first of all, we've got some name tags. So here we have, which is the first one? We've got Anakin Frostwalker. We've got Shmi Frostwalker. And last but not least, we have Luke Frostwalker. We've also got their Frostwalker boots. Now, I'm not sure if they'll put them on while they're in the boats, but let's give this a try. So here we have Vanilla Ice. Let's drop that at his feet. He put it on, yes. And over here, the next one is called Ice Tea. There you go, buddy. Nice. And the last set of boots, of course, is Ice Cube. There we go. So if you like your rappers and your Star Wars, I've got you sorted. All right. So let's get our eggs ready. So now I think what I'm going to do is I'm going to put one egg down over here. Now I'm going to break one of these, and hopefully he's going to go over there and get trapped next to that egg. So let's break this. We pathfind right in there and get stuck. Nice. Next is Anakin. Let's get him in. So let's break this boat. Hopefully he'll go for that egg and go into place. And last but not least, we have Shmi. Hopefully she will go over there and get trapped as well. There they are, all 3 pigmen in their place. So the last thing to do now is to get these last 3 eggs in and fill this tray up with water, and then we can give it a test. And here I am filling up this trough with a bunch of water sources using our usual trick of some ice. But yeah, as I do this and as we see this farm running, yeah, I thought it was worth mentioning a few things. So first of all, I mentioned at the beginning of the episode that this farm was inspired by what I saw on the Sci-Fi server. So yeah, credit where it's due. I think the farm that I saw was the one that was made by Enemy's Friend. So well done. That was an awesome project. And I think yeah, let me just tell you about their farm. So pretty similar to what we've got here. They've got the fire machines that go along and push the ice down into a big cuboid for you to mine up. But what they use is they use flying machines with armour stands that have got Frostwalker boots that go backwards and forwards. So what I've done here is I've tried to just add my little twist of using the pigmen instead. And actually that was a lot of fun to try and design, because obviously there's a lot of problems when you have to try and manage mobs and try and manipulate their AI and how they're going to react to various circumstances. So that was a lot of fun, and so I recommend you try yourself. Now speaking about mobs, why did I pick a pigman, or pigmen should I say, and that is because they don't burn in the sun. I was thinking about using a husk, and I tried to give a hint in Discord about that, but that would have been much harder to get over here. But yeah, it's always difficult dealing with mobs. And yeah, check this out. So this flying machine goes across, and then the pigmen walk across. But then this guy over on the right, what's he going to do? Oh, he decides to turn around and go back again. But I think I know what the problem there is. I think the pulse extender we have to keep the eggs protected with the piston just needs a couple of extra comparators to make that last a bit longer. So that means that the pigmen don't decide to turn around and pick a new egg to target. And lastly, if you are enjoying the series and this episode in particular, then it can really help the channel out by just hitting that like button. It really helps out with the YouTube algorithm, helps us get noticed, and yeah, if you could do that, that would be very much appreciated. And here's our ice farmer. Look at all this ice underneath. Look at this massive cuboid of ice. Looking pretty cool. Let's turn around again. Yes, look at this. So we've got a bit of tidying up to do, we've got some dirt around this portal, so I think we could definitely improve this farm. But yeah, pretty happy with how this has turned out. We did have that little mishap, as you saw in the time-lapse, but that has now been fixed by just making that pulse extender a little bit longer. All right, so now we have all of our ice. Let's get mining, shall we? So what we need to do here is we're at this level, and we can just dig out a too high gap, just like this. And there's nothing quite like the sound of ice being broken. So imagine we dig all of this out too high, and now we can just look upwards. Now we need to make sure that we don't mine the very top block, because that is obviously holding up the water, but this is the right height. So if we look straight up and mine, we shouldn't hit any of the blocks above. I was just making sure that, yes, there you go. We're just right in line with the top block there. So this is all measured out. So there's 2 blocks here and then 5 blocks that we can then mine. So now we just go along here, mine all of this out. So we'll do that in a second. And then underneath, we've got a second level. And here's where we get to mine all the other stuff. Now you can see from underneath that this obviously isn't perfectly flat. And that's obviously because we're dealing with some randomness with how the water freezes, and not all the blocks freeze. But obviously, as we get as the flying machines come along and push them down, we fill up quite a few holes. But yeah, we get some blacks, some blank spaces here. But that's all right. That is all right. So I'm going to mine all this up, and yeah, let's see how much ice we actually get. And there are our Frostwalker family, safe and sound in their pens. Yeah, this seems to all be working now after that slight mishap. So yeah, just extended this pulse extender right here by adding a couple of extra comparators. That seems to have made it a lot more reliable. But anyway, we are all good. So here is the ice I've just farmed up, farmed it all up, and we've got 1, 2 shulker boxes and 2/3 of another shulker box. So that's not bad for one harvest. And yeah, I do need to try and make this a bit safer, because as you can see under here, we've had some creeper explosions because some of the ice falls off, and then I had to go and get it, and then I nearly died because of mobs. But yeah, it was all right. It was all right. And so that just about does it. We've now got our brand new ice farm powered by pigmen wearing Frostwalker boots and turtle eggs, of course. So yeah, that was a lot of fun to design and try and overcome all of those problems. But yeah, I hope you enjoyed it. I hope you got inspired. And here is a challenge for you. The next time you want to build a farm or contraption, obviously feel free to get some inspiration from what you can see from others. But see if you can add your little twist, your little trademark, and yeah, and I think you'll get a lot of enjoyment out of doing that. So that's my challenge to you. So if you enjoyed the episode, then please hit the like button, and if you are new, then feel free to subscribe, and if you've got any comments or suggestions, then get it in that comment section. Alright my geeks, until next time, I will see you later.